Republican Senator John McCain is the ranking member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. He joins us this morning from Washington. Senator, you heard what the president had to say. He doesn't want it to be seen as meddling in Iranian affairs. Is that the appropriate way to approach the crisis there in Iran right now?
Of course not, nor is it in keeping with a tradition dating back to Woodrow Wilson, or what we call Wilsonian principles. We're not meddling in any country's affairs when we call for free and fair elections and the ability of people to exercise their human rights, and when they disagree with a flawed or corrupt election, as the Iranian people have, to be beaten and even killed in the streets. That's a fundamental principle, and the president obviously doesn't agree with that.
If the U.S. were to take sides, Senator, and support the opposition, could this potentially in Iran become about the United States as opposed to the political process in Iran? Moorhead Kennedy Jr., who was a former diplomat in Iran, was held hostage along with the other hostages back in 1979, said the best thing that the United States can do in this particular case is shut up. He said, quote, "It's very counterproductive to interfere in someone else's election. I think the best thing the U.S. can do is shut up."
We're not interfering in taking the side of the opposition. We are seeking, as we have throughout the world, a free and fair election. This is obviously one that is corrupted, and it's obviously one that the majority of the people of Iran, at least in my view, disagree with when you announce the results 2 hours after the polls close. So it's not a matter of taking a side of the opposition. It is a matter of trying to help the Iranian people achieve what is a basic fundamental human right, and that is a right to choose their own leaders and choose their own government. And to say there's not a bit of difference between the two candidates is beside the point. The Iranian people obviously think there's some different, or tens or hundreds of thousands of them wouldn't be in the streets. So I am frankly incredulous that anybody should say we should abandon our advocacy for free and fair elections anywhere in the world, much less Iran, which is ruled by Muslim clerics who are obviously extremists.
So we all remember back during the election campaign, particularly during the presidential elections, you were quite critical of the then Senator Obama's foreign policy credentials. During one debate, you said, quote, "I honestly don't believe that Senator Obama has the knowledge or experience and has made the wrong judgments in a number of areas." Do you still believe that, or in the overall, have you changed your opinion?
On this issue, I do not believe that the president is taking the leadership that is incumbent upon an American president, which we have throughout modern history, and that is to advocate for human rights and freedom, and free elections are one of those fundamentals. Go ahead.
I just wanted to switch gears a little bit in the remaining time we have left here. We've got Judge Sonia Sotomayor's confirmation hearings coming up on the 13th of July. You voted against her confirmation to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals back during the Clinton administration. Do you think she's qualified to be on the Supreme Court?
We haven't even started her hearings yet. They're still examining her record. I'd like to wait and give her a chance to make her case and have the hearings before I make a decision on an appointment of this nature. She certainly is a person who inspires many young Americans, and particularly those who are Latino and Hispanic, but I'd like to wait and see what the hearings show before I make a decision.
Does it follow that if you were against her appointment to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals that you would then be against her appointment to the Supreme Court?
No, because she has amassed a significant record of decisions in the court in that intervening time.
Senator John McCain, it's always great to catch up with you. Thanks so much for spending the time with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Hope to see you again soon. It's 16 and a half minutes.